My name is Andy Mullins, and I'm the President and CEO of Appalachian Federal Credit Union. Good morning. We are certainly honored and pleasured to be your host sponsor this morning, and certainly enjoyed the breakfast and thank the ladies that from Health Springs Inn. They always do such a wonderful job. We appreciate them. I'd like to take just a minute to introduce part of my team that's here with me today. If you would, Miss Miranda Cooper, our Chief Experience Officer, please stand. Miss Hannah Hutchins, our Marketing Manager. Mercedes Hill, our Operations Support Manager. Tyler Parkhill from here in our Rogersville office. And last but not least, you know her as your Rogersville Rotary President, your Chamber Volunteer of the Year, and recently named to your Chamber Board, Miss Misty Race. Misty is the manager of our Rogersville office, and we're glad to have her with us, and she's going to come forward and introduce our guest speaker today.
Thank you, Andy, and thank you, Chamber. I'm still on cloud 9 from our Chamber dinner. Being named Volunteer of the Year was a great honor, and I was very shocked, so thank you again for that honor. This Chamber is special. This community is special. It's filled with caring people who are doing extraordinary things. That's why ACFCU has made it our tradition to donate our presentation time to some of those caring people and organizations. Today it is my pleasure to introduce Julie Burns, location leader from the Isaiah 117 House of Hawkins and Hancock County. They provide physical and emotional support in a safe and loving home for children awaiting foster care placement. Welcome, Julie.
Hello, my name is Julie Burns. I am the new location leader as of Sunday. Actually, it was my official start date. I was the support coordinator before that. I'm excited to share with you about the Isaiah 117 house. Miranda told me that these flowers and lemons on the table are in representation of us. If you have not heard, we do lemonade stands. Our lemonade stand challenge weekend just passed the 12th through 14th, but we do lemonade throughout the summer. Just that weekend's our special campaign, but you can host a lemonade stand in our honor anywhere at any time with your children, your grandchildren. Years ago, in 2017 is when the Lemonade Stand Challenge started because children wanted to get involved with helping children. So I just think that's very beautiful. I wanted to share that little tidbit with you. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and start this.
Oh, no, please don't.
Okay. Okay. The fundraisers, we only do 2 fundraisers a year through the Isaiah 117 house. This year we did our luncheon, and it's kind of a luncheon and dinner. And then that was in April. But our next one is our fishing tournament. We need sponsors, we need fishers or anglers for that, and it's November 2nd, and it'll be here in Hawkins County. I suggest following us on Facebook. We'll be posting about that quite a bit. And the Guardian Riders just recently did a fundraiser for us. So the way that fundraisers work is your business or what have you, your group reaches out to us and says, hey, I want to do a fundraiser for y'all. And we partner together, but we take kind of a back seat, and you lead the way, you tell us what you want us to do and how you want us to help. We'll come set up a table. But other ways that you personally can help us out is we do Sock Buddies. Sock Buddies is a once-a-month commitment to donate whatever amount, $10, $20, $50, whatever your heart desires. But you get a pair of socks, the first donation that we receive from you, and you are then, partnered with us until you decide you don't want to be, but it's a monthly donation contribution that we definitely count on, and we appreciate. Another way is bin buddies. So bin buddies is adopting a bin. So we have a giving room. Everything has to be brand new because a lot of these children have never experienced brand new. they're coming from a very traumatic situation. You know, DCS has taken them from their parents, their grandparents, whatever, their home, what they're used to. So we pack a bag with a week's worth of clothes for kinship or foster care, wherever their next placement is, wherever they are going. And the giving room is totes that we keep by size, by gender, and businesses can come in and pick a bin, say 3 to 6 month boys or what have you, and we will contact you and say, hey, this bin is running low. So then your employees, your group can fill the bucket or fill the bin, and we'll pick it up, meet you. You can drop it off and come check out the house, as long as there's no children in the home, of course. And on that note, about children being in the home, to volunteer with us, you do have to be with the children, you do have to do a 2-hour volunteer training. It's trauma training, and you would get certified through the state, fingerprinted, and background checks, and all of the things. To open the home, we do have to have 50 volunteers. We're right around 40. We're headed towards 40, so that's a good thing. We have hit a small snag on plumbing. So our house, we were saying October, but we're looking towards just by the end of the year. Let's open in 2024. So
tell us a little more about the plans for the house, where it's going to be.
Oh, absolutely. So the house is on Bradley Creek. We've got electric in the wall. We've got doors with locks on it. Plumbing has started, but they kind of just dropped it. So there's holes in the floor, and there's pipes coming, like just little tiny pipes coming out of the wall. But it's near, if you know where the landfill is, where Carter's Valley and Bradley Creek T, we're right there. Lots of things still going on, general contracting things. We are under roof, of course, because we have electric. The downstairs is going to be the basement will all be the giving room, the giving space, and where we take children to shop. So our volunteers get to do those kind of fun things, like take them to shop, and if these children with what they're going through is too much, and our volunteers don't want to do it, change their mind, or if you just want to be a volunteer that does not do the children, you can tell us, like, I love gardening, we need help with that. I mean, it's a house, so we need help with keeping it clean, the gardening, the lawn care, all of the things. Volunteers are seriously the heart of what we do. Each home only has 3 employees, which is the location leader, which is what I do, and 2 part-time employees, which is the support coordinator. They're kind of admin, keeping the house flowing and all the things. Care coordinators, they take care of the volunteers, and we celebrate birthdays, we thank them. They do the scheduling, they have it all mapped out for us. And then, let me get back on track. Boxes. So we have donation boxes around. I don't know if any of you have seen them, but they're big white boxes that say Isaiah 117 House, new items only. So anything that a child can use can be donated, whether it's clothes, a stroller, hygiene items, anything. Anything can be donated into these boxes. Of course, if it's bigger things, you can also contact us through our Facebook or Instagram. I'm doing that right now, so I will message you right away. I have business cards if any of you want my phone number. So that is Rhonda Paulson. She is the CEO and founder. In 2013, God pressed on her heart to go into foster care. So in 2017, when she received Isaiah, and he was a baby, and she saw how sad the system is. These children were taken to a DCS office. The DCS office did the best they could, but it's an office and a child. Can you imagine a 3-year-old sitting in an office, like waiting for someone to say yes? Like, that's crazy. So this house started coming to fruition, these houses. So Elizabeth and Carter County was our first house. We have 5 in the area, which is Carter County, Hawkins eventually, Carter County, Johnson, Washington, Sullivan, and Greene County, and then us. So we're closing out the Northeast region. We get to be the last one and the best one, right? Right, Hawkins County? So she decided this is not okay. These children cannot be in this DCS office. This isn't fair. So we come alongside the DCS workers by letting them come into the house, bring the children. They stay there the whole time. We say they're the mean mom and dad, they have all the rules, and we're the fun aunt and uncle that get to come in, spoil, paint nails, color a picture, whatever the child wants to do, we try to make it happen. And if we can't, we reach out to one of our volunteers and we say, hey, can you run to Walmart? Can you go get this so that we can make this happen? We have had children come in on their birthday, even on their 16th birthday, and that's just heartbreaking and heart-shattering for me. Thinking of my own children, those moments are so special. And we try to make it as special as possible. We do what they want. We ask them, what is your thing? What do you love? And we do that birthday party for them. And if they say, I want a pair, we try not to keep shoes on hand too much because there's so many and so many sizes and so many likes. But if a little boy comes in, a 15-year-old, for instance, comes in and he wants Nike Air Jordans, I don't know names, sorry, that are blue. We're gonna be like, okay, let's get those. So we'll use gift cards that the community has donated or, our donations. And we will go get those shoes. We will find those shoes. We have been known to go across town, go way out of the way, or if we have to, to get what this child is asking for. And to see their reaction is why we do what we do, because they are elated. They are so happy. Like, imagine your children on Christmas morning when they open what they've been asking for all year. That's what you get from these children, and beyond that, because they've never experienced getting exactly what they want. So that's the gist of what the video was, but we come alongside DCS, we come alongside foster parents, and we can do that even though we're not open, because Ridgeview Baptist Church in Church Hill has given us space at their parsonage home. So we have lots of things. So if a foster care parent reaches out to us and says, hey, I need a stroller, like we're gonna get them a stroller, or I need a baby crib, we're gonna get them a crib. We work together with the other counties to see if they have it on hand, and then if not, we will make sure that they get the bed that they need, the socks, what have you, that they have asked. Also, come alongside DCS. Oh, and DCS, I'm sorry, rewind. DCS once a month on the 17th, because Isaiah 117, we appreciate them. That's their appreciation day. The community can come alongside us and say, hey, we've got it. We've got July, or we've got September, and we'll mark it down, that September is taken. You can take food, brownies, like we set up, with the community's help, a little coffee bar for them in May, and that was really neat. So they have their own little coffee bar in the office now, and we try to keep that stocked for them. But we just come alongside them and love them, because as traumatic as it is for the child, it affects that DCS worker a lot also. So they get to come into the space, we distract the children while they go take a breather, go enjoy coffee, but they have eyes on the children the whole time. And the house is equipped with security and cameras.
How big is the house? How many bedrooms?
Oh, okay. So the house is, when you walk in the front door, our front doors are always red because we open with no debt. Red is like a symbol, a red door at a house is a symbol of being debt free, and the stress of that is not there. So that's why our doors are red, and red's one of our colors. But the bedrooms are, when you walk in, there's a living room, a living space, a dining area, and a kitchen, kind of in an L. And y'all are welcome to come see it, come write. We did graffiti already, but I wouldn't mind meeting another group out there, and y'all can do some graffiti on the studs, because of course we don't have walls yet, but we're hoping to do that in August. But there's an office off to the left of the living room, and then another door, a side door, and then the girls' bedroom. And the girls' bedroom will have a bathroom right outside the door, and of course, there's no cameras on the bathroom. That's the only rooms that are, private, is the bathrooms. But the girls' room is there, and it'll have 2 to 3 beds, usually a trundle. And then you walk through the dining room and kitchen and everything, and the boys' room is there with the washer and dryer in that little hallway, their own bathroom, and the same kind of setup. Some houses do have bunk beds. I get to kind of choose, and I kind of say no bunk beds. I had a child fall off of a bunk bed and sprain their wrist. Thankfully, no broken bones. But I just think, let's not do bunk beds. We'll do trundles and stuff. So 3 to 4 beds in there, because some sibling groups are pretty big. And then if you keep going through the kitchen, there's also a visitation room. It's set up like an efficiency apartment. It's very small. There's no bedroom. There's a living room, a kitchen, like a kitchenette, and a bathroom. And that's intended for parents that are working a plan and get to see their children, supervised visits. So DCS would be there. And we can also use that space for like a teenager, if they need their own space. Because this is very traumatic, and say a 17-year-old boy comes in and he just wants to be left alone. Like, we're gonna make that child as comfortable as possible. So that is it upstairs. And there will be stairs to the visitation space because obviously they can't come through the whole house, a visiting parent. But downstairs is of course the giving space, and then underneath there's gonna be another room, and that room is gonna be like storage for like off-season winter or like bikes or whatever. Hopefully we'll have a shed, but and then if you turn right, there's French doors that lead outside, and there's a small space there where if you contact us and say, hey, I'm bringing some items, and we're busy with a case, an active case, we can say, go ahead and enter those French doors and just drop it right there. But ideally, we would get to see and talk to you and thank you in person. But that's kind of like a holding room, and kind of like you're welcome to come in and drop that off. But we highly depend on like this, like spreading awareness. You would be amazed how many people do not know about the Isaiah 117 house. I know some of you in this room may not have known that this was coming. But definitely follow us on Facebook. Ask any questions you want to ask, even here. I would love to hear your questions. But we're trying to spread awareness as much as possible. Ideally, my goal is 5 to 6 speaking engagements to help get the word out there, get the message and the mission out there of the Isaiah 117 house. Because now in Tennessee, it is now basically illegal for them to take the children to the DCS office. So having an Isaiah house is very important. And of course, it started here in Northeast Tennessee, which is amazing and gets me all emotional because I'm like, we're just small little Tennessee. But it's amazing how much it has grown. We now have houses in other states. We have Florida, Indiana, Georgia, Kentucky, Virginia, Texas. There's quite a few states. I think there's 11 different states that now have, and we're going nationwide. So right now though, Rhonda has taken, it's been 7, 8 years of hard work on her. So she is on a sabbatical. She is about halfway done. She took a 6-week sabbatical. So we're not building this year. We're not breaking, we're doing groundbreakings if they're already in transition to build a house. But we are not taking on another house right now. We are at 54 houses in total. That's people that are just breaking ground, like Virginia did recently. That is us who are in construction. But open homes, there is 27 open homes that are, accepting children and all the things. And we are a short stay. Our goal is, a few hours to 72 hours that these children are transitioning into their placement.
So nobody lives there full time. So
No.
you depend on volunteers.
Yes, ma'am.
And you could get a call at 3 a.m.
Yes.
and they go and meet them.
Yes. So we are on call. That's a good question. So we are on call. One person, those 3 employees that are in the house, we're on call, and they would call us and say, hey, we have a child. 2 a.m., 2 p.m., it doesn't matter. We're gonna drop everything and get there ASAP. Usually DCS will say, hey, we'll be there in 30 minutes. But we try to get there as quickly as possible so we can start cookies, so the house smells welcoming, and get, you know, if we know it's a 3-year-old boy, we're gonna get some of those kind of toys out that he might be interested in, because he's going to walk into a house that he's never seen. And we want that to be a joy. We want to light up his face. We want to see him smile on this day, you know. But we're on call, and then we reach out to our volunteers based on their availability. Now at 2 a.m., we're probably not gonna call our volunteers. We're going to rely on our staff and the DCS worker to be there. So we wouldn't reach out to our volunteers unless somebody explicitly says, I want to be there. If it's 4 a.m., 2 a.m., I want to be there. So ideally, our volunteers and us are only there in waking hours. When children are going to bed, the DCS worker stays, and they have a rotation of their own. Whether it's 4 hours or 6 hours, they're rotating. You know, it's not the same DCS worker sitting there 72 hours. And ideally, you know, they're awake. They're awake in the middle of the night, because we don't know the trauma that this child's experiencing. They could be having night terrors. Like, they have to be there and awake and aware of what's going on. So that's why they do those smaller increments of 4 hours, or whatever they need to do, whatever DCS needs to do in the sleeping hours, they will do that. But we're not required to be there, and neither are our volunteers. We have events. We try to be out in the community. So if y'all have like the street events or anything, we'll set up anywhere. We will we'll come out. We have, you know, some merchandise we can put out on the table. But just talking, like, I love talking to people. I'm getting more and more comfortable with the public speaking, but we love talking to people, reaching out to the community, sharing what's going on, what this mission and ministry is, and just raising awareness.
And I know you have donation boxes. She has donation boxes. There's one here.
Yes, at your location.
There's one here.
And one here, yes.
Austin Electric, and our Rogersville branch and our 2 Kingsport branches. We have donation boxes for Isaiah 117 House, and I think some of the greater needs is sort of maybe some of the older kids' clothing items.
Yes, so actually more boys and men's clothing, because, you know, 18-year-old boys can look like a full-grown man. So that's our strongest need, because not everybody wants to go shopping for a teenage boy or a man. You know, little babies are more fun to shop for. But Maurice's in Kingsport, it actually donates a lot of girls' clothes and women's clothes to us. They're big sponsors, so their customers will go in and buy things on clearance, or, you know, just buy things and put them in a box, and then they'll give us a box or 2 every couple of months. So teenage girls is good, but those older boys, we definitely need help in that area. And of course, children, once we start getting children, all the ages and stages of life.
All right, thank you so much, Julie.
I can open it up for questions if anyone has any questions.
Where's the fishing tournament?
The fishing tournament, we haven't nailed down a ramp yet. We hope to do that in this next week. So we'll definitely contact you and let you know, and I'll write you a little article. And we will, but we do need, of course, those sponsors and everything. Last year it was in Morristown, off of the marina there, or a dock off of there. I'm sorry. I started in April, so I was not at the fishing tournament, but I look forward to this one. It's bright and early. It's 7 a.m. So that is blast off or cast off or whatever fishermen, anglers call that. But I'm entertained by it. So registration will be 6 a.m. to 7 a.m. and then we will start the fishing tournament, and there will be prizes, and it's a lot of fun. So I encourage y'all to get involved, even if you are not a fisher like me. Just come out there and have some fun. Anyone else?
Well, Julie, you did a great job. I know we had, stay up here. I know we had audiovisual issues, but you did a great job. She is new to this position as the location leader. Is that
Yes.
correct? Of your
Yes.
title? So we appreciate you. I want to ask Andy and Misty if they would come back up. Misty mentioned that, or maybe it was Andy, one of our traditions is to donate our time here at this breakfast to a community organization. And another tradition that we have is to also make a donation. So we would like to make a $1,000 donation on behalf of Appalachian Federal Credit Union to the Isaiah 117 House of Hawkins and Hancock County.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank y'all
Thank
so
you.
much. Thank you so much.
Alright, staying up here.
Thank you, Julie. You know, one of the things we have so many needs for in our community are our children. And it's wonderful. The first I ever heard about Isaiah House, I was actually at a Main Street meeting in Greenville, and they had just opened theirs up. And so, it is wonderful that Hawkins County is going to have the Isaiah House, and we have a place to take our children when they are in the most vulnerable. And so, thank you all for what you do, and thank Appalachian Credit Union for the generous donation to them. There's always a need when you're working with children. We feed, to tell you the situation sometimes, to kind of put it in perspective, our YMCA out there feeds 250 kids a day that would not eat if it was not for their feeding program. So there's a big need to help our children in Hawkins County, and thank you all for everything you do, because we are one of the most loving and generous counties in Northeast Tennessee, and it's because of people like you, so thank you.